Hello everyone and welcome to Midweek News. Now, any news I give you about the games industry will not be close to the best news of this week. So I figured I would give you a little disclaimer before we move on to gaming news, and that is that thanks to John Oliver's Crackerjack team at The Last Week Tonight on HBO, they have discovered that Donald Trump is in fact Donald Trump. Who would have thought, right? Now that that's over with, let's move on to gaming news. Paradox Interactive has announced a new expansion for Europa Universalis 4 titled Mare Nostrum, focusing on trade, alliances, and naval management. When it comes to trade in the game, most of the trade is done with light ships. You just protect trade in some areas. You could send boats to be pirates, to basically contract piracy, and then you can hunt down pirates. And that's the extent of trade in the game. And you want to manage your trade nodes and make sure you have the most trade and then flow it into your home node. It's a little complicated if you haven't played EU4, but needless to say, that's been the extent of trade for since the start of the game. They introduced piracy as a thing you could do, and then when they introduced piracy, they also added the hunting of pirates. But as far as like what you can do with your light ships, it's been fairly limited. And like how trade relates to other nations, it doesn't really. Like you can embargo, and that's the extent of that. But with this new expansion, it's looking like you can form trade alliances, which might make it so you can benefit from trade agreements. The flow of trade can flow from one nation to the other more freely than others. If you didn't have those agreements or those alliances, and that's looking interesting. The naval management side of things, I'm a little curious of, because I'm a little confused as to what they mean by naval management. Is it's supposed to simplify like your methods of using your ships, but what I do like is the idea that instead of you just building boats and then them just being able to work, and you can just do whatever you want with them, you actually have to hire sailors now. And I think the way that the management system is supposed to work is it's supposed to manage that for you, so you don't have to micromanage it nearly as much, which is great because honestly, you only need to worry about most of the time boats with outside of light ships when you're actually in war, and most of the time you just mothball them. And so it might add an extra expense, like you might have to recruit sailors, which means you're gonna have to pay them, but I'll be curious to see what they do with it. The other thing about this, which is a little more interesting, they're gonna add the ability to raid settlements or raid coastal towns, and I'm sure that won't go over well if you do that a lot, but the idea here is to add a little bit more of a mechanic for piracy, I think. So overall, the expansion looks good. The best part about this expansion will be, of course, the reduced price in a sale of the Cossacks, which is the latest expansion that has come out most recently. And so, if you're one of those people that doesn't like to buy the latest expansion until it goes on sale, the Cossacks is probably going to go on sale at some point when the new expansion comes out. So look forward to that. No Man's Sky will be accepting pre-orders on March 3rd, priced at $60, so it's going to be a full-price game. A lot of people are a little bit surprised and probably slightly upset about it. I am not. Honestly, I was like, why wouldn't it be a full-price game? It seems like you're getting so much content. They're giving you so much content that I can't imagine it being... I guess the only reason why some people are like, man, why is it such a high-priced game is because they thought that for some reason that, oh, these guys seem like indie developers, which they're not. I mean, they're getting PlayStation's paying them essentially. Like there's a lot of reasons why they're not really. They can charge $60 for this game. First, there's so much content that you're never gonna run out of game. The only reason why you wouldn't want to buy it is if you felt like you weren't actually that interested in the game. So if you're not interested in the game, yeah, don't buy it. But if you are interested in the game, there's so much content that I could see someone justifying spending $60. I rarely buy games like that were $60. The last game I did was Fallout 4, and that was for the channel mostly. I normally wouldn't have bought Fallout 4 at full price if it wasn't for the fact that I was running a YouTube channel, and I was like, well, you know, if I wanna have access to this game, I'm gonna have to pay the price. So I just did it. And before that was, I think, Star Wars: The Old Republic, and that was because I had a bunch of friends that were getting it, and I wanted to have it along with them. And so I rarely buy games at full price, but No Man's Sky is one of those games. I don't know what it is, but it makes me want to buy it at full price. And I don't really feel like I'd be missing out, because everything about that game looks really great, and most of the things that I've played in other games that are similar to No Man's Sky makes me want to play the No Man's Sky. If you are willing to play No Man's Sky, I think $60 is a reasonable price. That being said, I would really hope that they would charge you $60, and then they might have, because there's the whole microtransactions that you're always worried about when a game comes out. And with No Man's Sky, I'm a little less worried about them throwing in like strange DLCs or like other things. I expect them that they're going to also update the game on a reasonable schedule. So I imagine I'm going to get a lot of money's worth onto this game. Now, I could be wrong, and if you're still skeptical, as you should be, you should never take it for face value of just like, oh, $60, it must be worth it then. You have to really look at the game and decide for yourself. And so for me, I am saying yes, I could see myself paying $60 for this. I still might not. I'm not gonna lie. When I'm going to go buy that game, I'm gonna have to really look at it. But pre-orders start on March 3rd, which is tomorrow, and so I can't say any more about this. The game, I love it. I want it so much. I want it so much. Fallout 4 has recently been updated on Steam, and it was a pretty big update. It was almost a gig. And what seemed to be updated was some of the craftable items in the game for settlements. You could add some bandit stuff, super mutants. You can make gore bags and other things like that. They gave you more variety with doors and other things like that. There's a lot of bug fixes with the game, some quests that were fixed. A lot of the perks that were not working are fixed. Well, not a lot of them, I should say. Some of them were fixed. There's still some issues with them, I'm sure. There's some more stuff dealing with inventory and building and crafting bugs that have been fixed. The big note for this update, though, is the Bethesda seems to be working on getting ready for the survival mode for the game, which is going to require, it's going to be very similar to Fallout New Vegas's hardcore mode. I can speak, I swear. And so I'm looking forward to seeing what more they update with this, and more looking into the survival mode aspect of the game. Some has been leaked. I don't know how accurate it is. So I just know that it's very similar to Fallout New Vegas's hardcore mode, and I don't know if it's going to be a mode that you can switch on and off for your game, or if you have to make a new character and choose that mode at the start of the game. So again, those are things that we're gonna have to look into once more information has been released. And it was basically a standard patch, but it was really big. And so that's where people were like, this is a big patch, but it didn't seem like on the notes. It doesn't seem that big, but it must have been, because it was. So, but that's just what's going on with Fallout 4's 1.4 patch. And that was your midweek news. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and share it with your friends. And I'll see you all next time.